Hey everyone, it's Jack from WhatCulture.com here with the Fast Count, and guess what? Yet again, there's no editor in the studio with me, but I'll try and keep a lid on it this time and be a little bit serious, a little bit professional, you know lads, a little bit, come on, a little bit, yeah. Let's look at all the news from this week in the insane world of professional wrestling. First, let's start things off with all of this week's WWE news. First, we start with the news that on Sam Roberts' wrestling podcast, Shawn Michaels revealed that WWE had contacted him, offering him a match with AJ Styles at WrestleMania 33, and he turned it down. Oh! Like, that's fair enough. Like, it's fair enough that he turned it down, and I respect Shawn for realizing the limitations of his age and his body, but I'm sure he would have still put on a great match. But, you know, I respect him still for doing that and for keeping the attention on the younger guys. But why would he reveal this information? Why would he tease us like that? Could have seen Shawn versus AJ. Now we got AJ versus Shane. More inductees and inductors? The people inducting them have been revealed for the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2017. Let's just run through those now. I've got my little list here, and away we go. Kurt Angle will, of course, be inducted by John Cena. Rock and Roll Express will be inducted by Jim Cornette. That's an important one, isn't it? Because I guess they're going to give Jim Cornette a live mic at a WWE event. I guess Cornette will be focusing on the Rock and Roll Express, though, and he won't be shooting from the hip, bros. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Teddy Long will be inducted by APA, Farouk and Bradshaw, or JBL and Ron Simmons, as they're now known. DDP will be inducted not by Scott Hall or Jake Roberts, two of the men he's really saved the lives of thanks to DDP Yoga, but he will instead be inducted by Eric Bischoff, which I guess is okay, he's a WCW guy. Beth Phoenix will be inducted by Natalya, Rick Rude by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and Eric LeGrand by Dana Warrior. That is, of course, the Warrior Award. So that's all the lists so far. I don't know if we'll see any more. We might do. It seems like a pretty full class, but we'll keep an eye out for any further inductees. And finally, earlier this week, Pro Wrestling Sheet reported that WWE have been in secret talks with Sinclair Broadcasting, the parent company of Ring of Honor. WWE looking to buy out Ring of Honor. They're not really secret talks, are they, if you've reported that, I guess. Sorry. But yes, this is very important news because it kind of could change the whole landscape of indie wrestling, particularly in North America, of course, where Ring of Honor are one of the biggest indie promotions on the continent. In the world, even, it's fair to say. It's fair to say, in the world, it's fair to say. They are one of the biggest. It's fair to say. Now, reportedly, WWE would not be buying them out in a sort of WCW way and killing them off. They would instead be buying out Ring of Honor and continuing to run their weekly Ring of Honor TV show on the network, which would be, you know, would be quite good. The Observer since added to the story saying that a big major reason for WWE to pursue this purchase or investment would be Ring of Honor's extensive tape library. They've been a company now for 15 years, and their library includes some of WWE's current superstars and past ones as well, and it'd be nice to show the history of them. We're talking about guys like Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins. And now, calm it down, because it's time for all the news from elsewhere in the wacky world of pro wrestling. It's so wacky, isn't it? It's so strange. World of Sport is coming back to UK television after a 30-year absence. And of course, also, that's not including that New Year's Eve special, which went down so well a couple of months ago, at the back end of 2016. But yes, ITV have paired up with Anthem Sports and Entertainment, the parent company of TNA, or Impact Wrestling, as they are now known. World of Sport will be returning for a 10-part series, and it'll be filmed on Thursday the 25th of May and Friday the 26th of May in Preston Guildhall. Tickets will be available by visiting ITV's website and all the rest of it. It should be a very, very interesting look at whether World of Sport will continue that kind of kid-friendly, family-friendly vibe that it did on New Year's Eve, or whether its partnership with Impact Wrestling will make it a little bit more edgy, and whether Jeff Jarrett will come back and just kick the shit out of everyone at the end of every episode, and then he'll be the champion at the end of it. Fucking hell. Okay, no, it'll be fine, it'll be good, it'll be okay. In a conference call this week, Triple H said that he believes Kyle O'Reilly will come to NXT. That's strange, isn't it? Triple H in charge of NXT, Kyle O'Reilly pretty openly looking to sign for NXT, and now Triple H is going, you know what, I think he might well sign for NXT. I think we can take that as a pretty big sign that Kyle O'Reilly's going to sign for NXT. I guess it's, you know, it's a nice bit of confirmation, but it's not something that us dirty, filthy internet smarks didn't already kind of work out for ourselves back in January when Kyle O'Reilly dropped the Ring of Honor World Championship to Adam Cole at Wrestle Kingdom 11. Why would he drop the championship so soon after winning it? Perhaps because he is going to WWE. Then again, Adam Cole's been rumoured to be going to WWE, and he won the belt from him, but he's since dropped the belt to Christopher Daniels. Could Christopher Daniels be going to NXT? You know what? Let's just focus on Kyle O'Reilly for now. We'll probably see Kyle O'Reilly in NXT before too long, and that's very exciting because he's bloody brilliant. And finally, those of you desperate for Hardy Boys merch will have noticed that shopmatthardy.com has shut down. Someone on Twitter then asked Dave Meltzer, look Dave, do you think this could have anything to do with the Hardy Boys returning to WWE? And Dave Meltzer put, I don't think so. It's a fucking certainty, lads. He didn't say it in those words exactly, I guess, but the implication was that it's very likely that the Hardy Boys will return to WWE. And it's also going to be interesting because, you know, they're tied up in all these legal battles with Impact Wrestling about the broken gimmick and how much they're allowed to use it. TNA recently went back, Impact Wrestling recently went back and put TM on the end of every appearance of Broken Matt and Brother Nero, which is a bit pathetic and apparently doesn't legally do anything. But yeah, will they be a diluted version of themselves in WWE? Will they win their legal battle and be the true Broken Hardys? Who knows? That's part of the fun of the wacky world of wrestling, isn't it? That we never know quite what's going to happen. I guess it's what makes it so very wacky. Oh, that was the cringiest ending to a thing I've ever done. Jesus Christ. And now it's time for my Wrestler of the Week. Of course, it's replaced takeaways. I'm so sorry for all you takeaways fans out there, but you can always start your own discussions in the comments section below. Discussions preferably about wrestling and not whether or not I've hit puberty yet. I prefer ones about wrestling. Yeah. Anyway, this week's Wrestler of the Week is Katsuyori Shibata, one of my favourites from New Japan Pro Wrestling, one of the most brutal martial arts style wrestlers in the world, truly a strong style wrestler, and also a bit of an outcast in New Japan because he left the company during its dark days in the mid-2000s to pursue an MMA career which didn't go so well for him. Since then, Shibata has been looked upon as kind of a traitor in New Japan, both in kayfabe and in reality as well, a little bit. There's been controversy about him walking out of the company during their time of need. Okada stepped in to replace the position he had bestowed upon him as one of the next big three aces alongside Tanahashi and Nakamura, who's of course since moved on. Okada stepped in, Shibata's been left out in the dark, but now he's finally getting that push, and that was never more evident than this week or last weekend when he won the New Japan Cup, defeating Bad Luck Fale in the finals. Bloody hell. I mentioned semi-finals by accident there because I was going to talk about the fantastic match he had with Tomohiro Ishii in the semi-finals. Whenever Shibata and Ishii clash, it's kind of like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, except if they were legitimately kind of butting each other in the heads and kicking each other in the chest, and just generally making their respective next mornings, a bloody misery. It's brutal to watch, but if it's your sort of thing, as I know it's Sam Driver's sort of thing because he's a bit malicious and sadistic, then you will love it. If you love watching guys, you know, legitimately hurt each other in the name of pro wrestling, then this is for you. Shibata is my Wrestler of the Week, and if you've not seen him before, I strongly suggest that you check him out. Yes, he looks like Mark from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Thanks to Sam again for noticing that similarity. So that's all for this week on The Fast Count. I've been Jack from WhatCulture.com. Thank you very much for watching. There's been no editor, but I feel like I've kind of calmed it down a bit this time. There's been no one directing me, but it's all right. One of the guys will edit this, I'm pretty sure. Put your name now, whoever it was. I'm guessing it was Sam, but I don't know. That's all for this week on The Fast Count. Thanks very much for watching again, and I'll see you soon.